Here. Thank you for coming back to another video. I am showing you today junk journal signatures. I have just made this smaller junk journal and I'm actually going to have a flip through of it probably in next week's video. So make sure you check back at that. It's a very shabby chic and very junky junk journal. I enjoyed making this. I have a few more that I've just currently made and I will have videos of those coming up soon too. First thing though I want to get into is, for those of you just getting into junk journals, how you go about making a signature. And for some people, I know I've heard them say they don't understand what a signature is. Basically, a signature is your binding, what's holding your book together. So some can have one signature or more. Most of the ones I do have 2 to 3 signatures. It really depends on how big your outside binding is or what your cover is. So with this one, because this is a soft cover, I just did one. I will be showing multiple signature bindings and how to do those in upcoming videos. So make sure you hit that subscribe and the bell notification if this is something that interests you, so you get those videos as soon as they come available. First of all, what I'm going to show you though is some of the things that you will need to make your signature. So I'm going to move my album here, or my journal. This is a great little toolkit and I purchased it off Amazon. You might be able to find something locally if you're looking and want to try and shop local, but I personally couldn't find anything. So if you go on Amazon, it comes with a lot of things you will probably need. You've got your repair kit, which is really your sewing needles. You've got this leather piece, which I don't really use. This is kind of like a thimble, I guess. Same thing, same thing. You've got your awl, which punches holes, and you can even thread with it. And here's some other ones as well. And then you've got all of your threads. So you have a bunch of these, plus some other giant needles and whatnot. I have other needles I will be using. So this is a great little kit. It has a measuring tape. You can find these, there's a few of them on Amazon, so you can just look it up. So there's that kit, and it does work and is a great little kit. I've only used threads once because I tend to use a different brand, and I will show you what I use. In my last one and maybe some upcoming ones, I used some white. This one is a brown. It's real leather craft lace. And I just bought this in my local scrapbook store and it works great. I already have my needle threaded, so that's ready to go. The first thing I need to do though is I'm going to use these clips. I'm going to pull out a few. And what we need to do, and you will see a little bit of the interior, but what you need to do first before you punch your holes is to line everything up. And I've already put my pages in place. Make sure you put like pages or whatever you like, because they will be side by side. So now I've got my pages all together. And what you're going to want to do is make sure it's lined up with your bindings. This is how I do it anyway. And this is great for a soft cover. I clip it. So now we're going to go to the other end and clip. And this is so it doesn't move when you're punching your holes. And like I said, in that kit I showed you, there is an awl in there. Oh, I have to do this one a little tighter. There is an awl in there, so you could use an awl if you want. I personally have a crocodile big bite, and that is what I will use, and I will show you that process as well. So you want to make sure these are all lined up tightly with the middle and where your fold is. Great way to get a proper fold is by using a bone folder, or you can use a scoring board, which I use my Score Buddy or Score Pal. Okay, so those are all lined up with my fold. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have 4 holes. And first things first, I'm going to draw where I would like them to be. So I'm just grabbing my marker. I'm going to put one here, one here. You can measure them out, but I don't usually. I just eyeball it. And one here. So get out our crocodile. This is a crocodile big bite. Works great. You can set eyelets. You can put a whole bunch of things in here and it works awesome. I love it. And it's great for this because it has a long arm. So these are getting harder and harder to find. I'm finding myself, but they are around. So just line it up there. And I usually use the 3/16 setting. I'm going to go to the far one. So our second closest. Line it up. That's about right. And punch. So there is our hole. If you have just a regular crocodile, it will probably not work other than doing the outside ones because it doesn't have that far of a reach. So that's when an awl would come in handy. So see, look, great holes there. And it goes right through. So now I'm going to get this one. I know you can order these. Your local scrapbook store could order them in for you. I know the store I work at, Scrap and Bean, which the link will be down below, they can order them in for you. This one is a little bit harder because it's a little puffy right there. It's harder to see. Doesn't have to be exact, but it gives you a guideline. Okay. And that's one thing to just take into account when you're punching your holes. If you do it this way, you don't want to have them too thick that you can't see what you're doing. Okay, this one has a little bit of a fold, so get it in there. A little bit further. There we go. There we go. There we go. So just remove our waste. And there they are. So do not take your clips on. This is when we start our stitching. All right, so first thing I try to do when I go in, I leave a lot of extra room so I have room to tie. Just make sure this doesn't get stuck inside. And I leave lots of room on this end because you're going to tie with this. So I start from the inside out. This is how I do mine. I know a lot of other people do it differently. Make sure you give yourself some room. There we go. So I'm going to leave it like that and just hold on to it as I'm doing this. So now I'm going to go to that one, and it's pretty easy because you can see through on this one because it's just one. Try and do it tight. Now I'm going to go back through the middle one. There's so many different ways you can do this. Hopefully I'm getting this on camera. So now I'm going to go back through this one. Whoops. This is very waxy thread, so it's kind of slippery. Slippery. So through there. I don't have to hold it as much because you've already went through and it's somewhat secured. Now I'm going to go through here. back through here. So you make it nice and tight through here. And then up through the one we haven't went through yet. My cat is trying to grab the thread. Silly kitty. Okay. And you can't have that, Ashy. And then I'm going to go through here again. Some more structure. Through here again. And then I'm going to skip over, go up here. And then down here again. So they have two. And then I'm going to go back through here again, the middle. And this is where I tie it. Okay, so this one, as you see, will have that much. So I'm going to have that much on this side as well. You can do whatever lengths you want, but that's usually what I do. And then tie it. You can do a surgical knot. If you're going to do a surgical knot, make sure that you keep your needle on, because I find it's very easy to do a surgical knot that way. And I tend to try and do surgical knots now with more than one signature. This one, it seems like it's okay. And I personally, you don't have to do this. I weave mine through and then tie it again, just for some more secure knots. Those are pretty secure. So I'm just going to trim this a little bit. All right, so this is what it looks like on the side. You can always cover it up if you want. With a single, you don't really need to, but that is our signature on the outside. You stay there, stop trying to get my threads. Che. So I will take off my clips now and show you. Junk journals are so much fun, and for those of you who like junk journals, I have tons of junk journal videos coming up, so you do want to make sure you hit that subscribe and that bell notification. And if you like my videos, make sure you like them. So there it goes. Nothing's fallen out of that. I'm not going to show you the book yet. That's next week's video. So make sure you come back next week, check out the video, and again, hit that bell notification and the subscribe so you make sure you see them. This was an easy one signature binding, and very easy to make, and easy to get the materials to make it. So anyways, have an awesome day, happy crafting, and we will see you again soon. Take care.